All right, everybody, welcome back to another On Cycle Reacts. We looked at Boston already for this year, and now we have to look at number 2, our friends, the Bluecoats.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Obviously, a great show this year. They were second place. Second place for the 4th time in 5 years.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's obviously an incredible show. They were going into finals in second. Then they were second at prelims, and then first in semis.
I think they were, I think
they were first going into finals. Yeah, they switched,
Yeah.
and then they came, and then obviously Boston jumped them at finals and jumped back over. And both cores, unbelievable. We're gonna take a look at the Bluecoats. Shout out to our boy Jason out there, waving his hands, doing his thing.
One of the conductors.
Yes, one of the conductors out there in Bluecoats we marched with. If you haven't seen, he was on our show earlier on the brothers episode that we did on our podcast. So if you were interested to kind of see what he had to say before he went on tour, we're going to probably have him in at some point to talk to him about what happened during the tour.
Well, it's like being a conductor for the Bluecoats, right?
Yeah, I mean, I hope he goes back every year from now on to the end of time so that we have an in all the time.
Yeah,
that'd be so cool. So the show is The Observer Effect.
Science show.
Science show. Robbie's favorite of the year, I think.
I think it is mine.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's tied up between them and Boston.
Yeah, I mean, as it should be. They're 1 and 2.
1 and 2, and they're great. And they're both very, it's weird, they're kind of both about like sort of sciencey related stuff, right? With that sort of theming, but very different feels to them.
Oh yeah,
and I love both of them, and I love that the top two, the two championship worthy shows this year were so different from one another.
Yeah, I would have been. This is probably the first year in 10 years, maybe more, that I would have been really happy with either of the cores winning. Yeah, I mean, I wanted Boston to win. They won, obviously, but I would have been just as happy watching Bluecoats win.
I mean, it would have been the first. We talked about this. I think like it would have been the first repeat victory that wasn't from the Blue Devils since like the 2000s.
Yeah, I talked to somebody from the board of directors from Bluecoats right after the show, and I was like, "Hey, what's the vibe like?" And he said universally, the drum corps was so excited and happy for Boston. It wasn't like I can't believe it wasn't that vibe. It was very much a professional. Congratulations, you guys worked just as hard as we did. They clapped for him. It was really, really just a good. Nobody was upset that it happened.
And again, I think undeniably the strongest a corps has ever returned from a championship victory.
Yeah.
Again, besides the Blue Devils, because they're so used to winning.
Yeah.
But like, there's the famous in the 2010s. There was kind of a famous phenomenon where a corps would win and then drop several places.
Yeah, 4 or 5 places.
Right.
Yeah.
And SCV mostly avoided it in 2019, but there was still, kind of a noticeable
the 2019 show
performance drop.
It
was fine.
It's an interesting show.
It's a show.
It's a show.
The performances are good though.
Yes. Oh yeah, of course, obviously.
They're killing it. But yeah, so even if they didn't win, I think they were just happy to be happy to put out a championship contender show the year after,
after winning.
Year.
Yeah, after winning.
Yeah.
So,
it's hard to do.
So before we start, go hit that like, hit that subscribe, send us a comment, let us know how you think. Then let us know that you hate us already before we even start. It's going to be great.
Yeah, be like, stop talking to get to the show. Now I'm going to wait even longer.
Yeah, calm down.
Just to annoy you.
Let go. You'll be fine, I promise.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go. Because I want to watch the show.
Yeah, same. I love the early 10s style drum major uniform.
Yeah, he came out with a helmet on too. Great.
Performing their 2025 program, The Observer Effect, Drum Corps International is proud to present the Bluecoats.
that opening segment. There's several things that I was thinking about when I was watching it. Number one, I love starting as a horn line player. I love starting backfield.
It's a cool effect.
Well, it's not just the effect. Is if I fumble my chops because I haven't played in like an hour.
Who knows?
You know,
who can catch it?
You know, like nobody's gonna hear that. You know, I can if it's a little, it's not
It's
as
a free
crisp as I'd
warm-up.
like. Yeah, exactly. It's not as crisp as I want it to be. It's just a nice, easy. I start mezzo piano, mezzo forte. I'm not coming in just laying the hammer down and hoping to God I don't miss whatever note I'm supposed to play. So it's nice. It's a nice little thing there too. It's also a nice little slow ambiance builder. I love a good slow
Bluecoats
ambiance.
has been consistently really good at that the past like decade, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, with the exception of last year, I felt like last year was just a straight up.
Oh yeah,
which is cool.
Yeah, which was a cool change for them. But anytime they do that sort of ambiance building, they're really good at that.
Yeah. They do very well here, and the horn line comes in that big arc. It's beautiful.
A cool, unique like form and integration of the props.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this multiple times throughout the whole show, but I just can't get over it. They're sprinting.
Yeah. They are moving. Yes, they are moving.
I think now that we're at finals, I can definitively say this: Bluecoats horn line was the absolute best movers in terms of marching technique.
Yeah.
They're
in
so
consistent.
in all of DCI.
Yeah,
ridiculously consistent. Such clean legs, clean feet, and they're doing the hardest drill.
Yeah, I agree. And when you're dodging props constantly too, and having to write around those things as a drill writer, that's got to be insanely difficult.
Yeah.
And still make it challenging.
And still make big forms to get the whole field.
Right.
And lots of like close pass throughs and curves that are hard to clean.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, insane amount of.
They look so good. I mean, that's the reason why they won visual. Right?
Exactly. They won the visual caption, and I'm like, that makes 100% sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah,
So
incredibly
clean.
good.
So let's keep going.
And their horn line book is so good. Exemplified by this movement. I love this moment. Told you all it was a 2015 successor show. It's a piccolo turn. I love that when they turn, they leave their heads forward a little bit to perform the audience more.
Yeah.
It's such a good little moment.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. I love the snap to stand by.
Well, listen, long quarter notes like that just fill a room. There's a quarter note. It's not overly difficult, but it's so good the way they play it.
I feel like Coats has made just fat stabs.
Yeah.
Part of their
repertoire.
part of their signature repertoire in their horn line the past few years.
Great.
It sounds so good.
It sounds so good.
Yeah.
And it's the simplest thing. It's third grade. I just got my very first,
Literally the first time I know you learn how to play.
Yeah, that's all that it is. But
As soon as
they
you wrap your brain around quarter meaning one, you're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just the simplest thing. It's like playing a single rim shot on a drum.
Yeah.
Like when it's clean and it's that good, it's just there's nothing better than it. And
I mean, they based basically their entire opener and closing moment of the championship show last year off of that simple, like, just
big.
Clean, simple, together. And even if you don't have a super well trained ear, you feel the difference.
Yes.
You feel how powerful and together and clean it is.
It is one of those things that goes unnoticed by the average listener that may not understand how difficult it is.
But not unfelt.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you get what it's supposed to do no matter who you are.
Yeah.
And another shout out, I say this all the time, like I try to expand my knowledge of guard work and everything else.
I'm trying to work on it.
Trying to work on it a little bit. So for all our guard friends out there that love the show, I really love the guard drill writing in the second section here, because it really gives the whole side one. It's just all guard the whole time. It really gives a really beautiful view of how well they do and how clean their work is. Because I love a good flag feature, and the whole guard's on flag that entire time, and they're just killing it. There's nothing wrong with anything that's in there. Not that I can see, because I'm just a dumb brass player.
Horn player.
Well,
pretty colors
anything
moving.
about ooh, look at the flag, wee. That's all I know. But they just look beautiful, and I love and I, as a hornline player, get caught up in paying attention to them more often than I do with most drum corps.
Yeah,
So,
which is a testament, right?
yeah.
When one section can draw the eye of the people that don't usually watch that section.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? If like, when drummers watch a show and go, wow, the horn line's really good.
Yeah.
That's how you know the horn line. A, the horn line is great, and B, the writing is staged to draw your eye to the
correct.
right places.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So, for all you out there that only watch one thing, expand your horizon a little bit, get out
Try
there.
it out.
Look at your friends.
DCI, bring back the cameras that would follow specific sections for finals.
Early 2000s DCI videos, if you still got them out there, and they just were like, hey, just follow the drum line the whole time. Awesome. I don't know why Flow Marching just needs to do that. They just need to put
expand
a
your
camera.
horizons a little bit.
Yeah, just put a camera on the drum
I mean,
line.
they already have a camera that's basically following the drum line the whole time.
Right, exactly. So, all right, let's keep going. I like this neck part.
I know, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can see it. Look at that.
It's beautiful.
They're booking it. DCI. So, when we did our mid-season react, I definitely the ballad staging, I would say, was one of the things I had a critique with. I think it still holds true, but it has definitely grown on me.
Okay.
Right. I think much like how BD for like 5 years in a row was like, let's just put the entire horn line in a big blob on side 2 for the ballad hit.
Right.
Bluecoats they know what they do well, and they know that it's effective, and they're like, just let the horn line jam out for a big hit while we have some trumpet screamers play over it.
Yeah, I mean, that's been our thing since 18, right? 18, since 19.
16. Even 16, I think,
right.
I mean, Great Gig in the Sky for that ballad.
Yeah, I guess you're right, yeah.
And then, they really started making it a regular thing, I think, 19.
Yeah.
With the She's So Heavy.
Yeah.
That breakdown. Very reminiscent of that.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, It is
it does work. It works.
It works great.
It's not... I think really the big thing is, I think last year's ballad for Bluecoats was so innovative for what the landscape of drum corps looked like at that year.
Yeah.
That, like, it feels ever so slightly disappointing that they're going back to a tried and true formula.
Yeah.
But it does work very well.
So my only gripe with the ballad this year was the audio mixing. I felt like again, when I was down front, so I was getting just blasted with sound from the speakers, and you could hear a very specific time when they were like, shut them off, right? And then they were like ramping them back up again. So I felt like the balance moving from the soloist to the players backfield to the players up front, it just wasn't as clean as I've heard it before in the past. And it's a design thing. It was just how they designed the audio through that. I just think it could have been done just a little bit. I mean, they're second place, so who am I to say they could have done better?
And they're pretty consistently. Coats are usually some of the best soundscape and sound design.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And
maybe
I felt like,
usually the best in the entire field.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. They're always the best. But I did feel like that was the one part this year that they kind of just missed on just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I only say that because they are so consistently good.
Yeah.
That anything that's not quite perfect really stands out.
Yeah.
I
would say I got two things. One, I unfortunately had to miss some of the finals performances, including Coats, but I got to see them even just from the sideline at finals. And I remember everyone was like, I think after the finals performance, everyone was kind of like, we have no idea who's going to win.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Because everyone just brought their A game, and I remember seeing the ballad hit even from the sideline. I was like, "This is electric."
From the sideline or from the end zone?
Sorry, from the end zone. From the side.
Cool. Yeah, from the side. I was like, "How'd you get down to the sideline?" I was like, "That's incredible."
On the field. No, I just like an electric performance, even from a side view.
Yeah.
Right, so much energy.
Yeah,
and I think probably two of the best, maybe the two best brass soloists in DCI this year. I've said it before.
The trumpets were really good.
And I think, not to say, I want to sound like I'm dunking on the other trumpet soloists, but specifically the trumpet soloist playing the higher lead notes and the trombone soloist.
Yeah.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Maybe the best tone on a trombone solo I've ever heard in DCI.
Yeah, it's so appropriate for the solo.
Yeah, right. It's not the, I think some other trombone solos have had like more open, smooth sound.
Yeah.
But this one, he's just singing through it the whole time. It's gorgeous. It's so perfect. It's so controlled and emotional the whole time.
It's almost an air of like a euphonium soloist, but with the edge of a trombone.
Yeah.
Right? Which is really, really good.
A lot of phenomenal control there.
Because you could do so much with the trombone timbre-wise, right? There's so much you can do with the mouth and when the air that you're putting through because of this type of instrument is that you could just do a lot of different feels in that instrument. That's why it's so versatile. I don't know how I feel. I think I'm going to do Old Man Yells at Sky as Yells at Cloud. I think I'm over the everybody go on trombone to do a big hit in a show.
Yeah, I think that's mostly a Bluecoats thing.
Yeah, I know there's other people who have been kind of like filtering it in here and there, and I'm like, I get it. Like, it's fun. If you're going to do a jazzy show, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you know who does jazzy shows that never does that? The Blue Devils.
Yeah, I was about to say they usually
just don't.
They did in 2017. That was basically it.
Yeah, they don't. They're very truest when it comes to their brass sound and how they do it, and they do it very well. So you don't have to. You don't have to have a trombone to swing and to kind of have like
and to play a little bit of like a more like in your face brassy kind of sound.
Right, exactly. You don't need those things. And,
and
it's
I get what you mean.
I don't hate it. But I'm just like, do it 5 more times and I'm gonna be angry.
Yeah, you're on thin ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
And the trumpet soloist, that screamer, is ridiculously powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, for those of you that aren't brass players, you might not know how hard parts of that solo were.
Yeah.
To sound so controlled when you're in that upper, like, upper lead to screamer register, and to have control and, like, just fat, thick notes the whole time.
Yeah.
Crazy good. And I believe I think I watched his head camera line. I think that kid's like 18. 18,
Of course he is.
you know, like got
course he
several
is.
more years, and he's probably the best screamer in DCI this year.
Yeah,
So I'm
of course he
super
does.
excited. It's gonna be like back when we had, like, you know, the Devil soloist from like 15 to 17, or the Coat soloist from like 14 to 16,
Right.
who had the, you know, the super head, the super cam. Gonna be one of those just like legendary runs of like, oh, Bluecoats is gonna have the most baller trumpet solos.
Yeah, and I hope they
ever
feed
for the
him. I
next
hope
few
they
years.
just feed him. Just keep feeding that kid solos.
He's more high notes. Yeah, of course they are. I mean, it's Coats.
Let's hope so. Okay. Anyway.
All right, let's
moving
let's get to maybe my favorite movement of this entire year.
on. Oh, this next one.
I love it.
It's the best run.
Yeah. He's got both of them.
Good job, Mr. Redstone.
The kid from Spider-Man? Was Flash Gordon?
Listen, the tubas get me every time. I freaking love that whole section.
so good.
They're so.
It's such a
freaking
good, like...
The staging is perfect. They just arc it up right around the 40 mic, and they just pump it into it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like,
super fun, like, tuba line the
Yep.
whole time as
they,
well.
They pull back the synth and they let the tubas play into the mic, and they just mic the tubas properly on the front sideline so that you can hear a lot of the fun stuff that they're doing. in
Yeah.
there. They're really, really great parts.
Moving bass line the whole time.
Yeah, it's so fun. So cool.
Yeah. Such cool staging, like super super reminiscent of like the Anna Meredith pieces that they did in like 22 and 23, like Nautilus and Bump.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that kind of like a chart that doesn't seem immediately like it might work in drum corps, but Bluecoats has done it so many times now that like
They just know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super fun, incredibly tight and fast pass throughs the whole time while they're playing this like slightly weird syncopated rhythm.
Yeah. They, you know,
And just groovy.
if you watch any of the head cams from Bluecoats over the last few years, one of the things they do writing well in the brass book is they write it almost like a bass drum line writes. Right, there's like the third trumpets will have like the upbeat and the downbeat of two measures, and then the seconds will have like the downbeat and the upbeat of the next measure, and it's just this and every single one of their members plays with the exact same tone. So it sounds like they're doing runs when they're really just playing eighth notes every other beat, you know, which is not overly difficult from a player's perspective of looking at the music. But when you have to do it with 20 plus trumpets
while moving
and doing all that and staying
making
in
it
time, making it sound like one
seamless,
thing. Yeah. Nobody does it better than them. Nobody does it. It's incredible watching what they do. It's awesome. So good.
Incredibly good.
Yeah, it's so incredibly good. All right, let's take this thing out.
Oh, yeah.
Let's finish this bad way off.
All right, let's see what you got. Sunluck's original closer. He's locked in. The closer has definitely grown on me since the first time I've seen it.
It was, yeah. I mean, it's the closer is
not this kid's face, just like this is his hair. There we go. It's better.
Get the drum major crying instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's listen. I thought they did a good job with the closer. I think that was probably the last part of the closer is the thing that I think needed just a little bit more. So if they wanted to win, if they wanted to go the rest of the way, I needed 10 more seconds of something.
I like their closer a lot. It's super impressive. The music has grown on me.
Yeah.
I do think, again, it's not a weak movement at all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But I do think it's probably the weakest overall movement of the show.
Yeah.
Which you don't want to, it's unfortunate when you end on, right? I mean, and it's like, it's A- versus A. Which is the rest of the show, right? Again, it's not a bad closer in the slightest.
Right.
But it definitely, Boston ends on a high note.
Yeah.
Right.
Then,
whereas Bluecoats, like, it's good, but like when it's even just the slightest dip from the rest of the show, it's really hard to leave that lasting impact.
You were saying that the last impression you leave with the judge before he writes your score.
Yep.
It needs to be the best part of your show.
Yeah.
Right. It needs to be the most exciting or difficult or whatever.
Coach did a great job at it last year.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my
closer
God.
was
Incredible.
amazing, and like the punctuation moment was amazing.
And that's what I think this thing needed, right? Because that's what Boston did, right? They had this big power ballad or power thing at the end.
Yeah.
And then they all just kind of ran away and they just all fell down and just, they let the guard do their
it's
thing.
Like a little bit of a down moment, but like just enough that it's like just punctuates it.
Exactly. And that is what I felt like. Not that they needed to do a down moment. It just needed to either.
It needed a little extra something.
You just needed more power or the down moment or something to kind of like close it all out. Right.
Yeah. And I think that's what they kind of added a little bit with some of the those weird moments of them where like they had like the boop 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 boop, boop like that kind of build and a little bit of technical stuff, which I did really like. I thought it elevated it to the closer to match the rest of the show more, which I think was one of my biggest problems when I first saw it. Was I was like, this doesn't feel like it's the closer to the same show that I just watched.
Yeah.
It makes it feel more like that, but it's still not. It's not quite that enough to like get to that level that Boston had.
Which is crazy because we're arguing semantics about the first and second place. You know,
I know, right?
DCI court, like they're it's incredible,
right? It's and
still,
these small differences are, again, it's the difference between, you know, a 0.175 point difference,
right? Which is what they lost by. So, you know, and some of it is just, you know, like you said, it's judges making a call and going, this is what I see, and this is what it is, and they won GE, so obviously,
and I think it could have gone either way, but I like that Coats won GE. I think their full package this year is such a cool, unique style that feels authentically Bluecoats, but is also still feels kind of new.
Yeah.
I love it. It's my favorite GE show of the year. So I like
interesting.
I like where all the captions ended up. Right. I like and agree with all of them.
I would have rather have seen percussion or the art
go to Coats
and Boston take the GE. Because
that's fair. I think I would have fine with that too.
There's no real award for the GE. You know, not the. It's just that's an everybody thing, right?
Yeah.
Like having one.
It's
section,
what's the feel of your entire core and
it's,
show.
You know, it's like, oh well, you know, we took 4th place, but the Cavaliers a few years ago, we took 7th, but ended up winning the Sanford.
Yeah.
It's just a cool thing. Nobody's going to win 7th place and take GE. You know, like this is not going to happen.
Because it's reflective of the entire core. A, it's worth more points on the sheets,
there's
and
that.
B, it's reflective of the entire core.
Exactly.
And show.
So I would have loved to have seen maybe them. I don't know what they. I'm not a drum guy, so I can't say drums, but like I don't know what part they would have.
Yeah,
because
Boston
they deserved all 3 of their.
Their
captions.
Although I think Coats was chasing high brass the whole year.
Oh, I'm sure they were. Yeah. I mean, they sound great. They sound incredible.
Amazing. Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. It's a. Again, I said this in the Boston show when we watched it. I could have. This
really
could have won, and I would
way.
have been happy.
I love that we had 2. Yep. I love that they both ended on what I think was probably their strongest runs and their best performances
of the year,
and on high notes for the year.
They both were great, and you know, consummate, you know, professional attitudes at the end.
Yep.
You know, to kind of just applaud for Boston and shake all their hands and hug everybody, and you could tell that if Boston had lost, they would have done the same thing for Bluecoats.
Right.
Like there was a very honest.
Communal sort of like approach of like they're all supporting each other,
which is what drum corps should be in my opinion. You know, like
definitely.
We don't always have to hate everybody because that's the way it was back in my day.
Yeah,
you know,
like oh, beat us, time for a lot fight.
Exactly. You know, like you could just love because you know I've watched cab shows or you know Briggs shows or Empire shows that I competed against, and I watched them and go, I really like this show.
Yeah,
but I wasn't allowed to like it because I had to hate it out of principle.
I remember being in the tunnel and being able to watch cab show through the Jumbotron this year. I was like, this is cool. This is a good show. I wish we'd be watching this from the front.
Yeah, I enjoyed the shit out of it. So let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, we have our opinions and we love to hear your opinions. So, you know, hop in there, hit like, hit subscribe, send it to your friends, all your Bluecoats buddies, and, you know, let us know what you think.
Yeah, right. And let us know what other shows you want us to react to. Whether we're in the off season, right? Shows from this season or from any season or any really marching activity at all. Right. And other than that, though, do the usual stuff, and we'll see you next time. Off cycle.